Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril and welcome back to another awesome painting tutorial. Thank you guys so much for sending in all your questions to the Ask Me Anything. Hopefully that's all gone live now and my answers you can kind of deal with because I don't like dealing with how I talk or what is in my head. In regards to Quest of the Ring Bearer, a little bit of an update on that. I've been struggling to get hold of Jeb. I haven't seen him for quite a while now actually. I don't know what's going on. He's not really responding to messages at the moment. I'm a little bit concerned actually, I'm not going to lie. But I don't really want to get anyone else involved until we can get hold of that. So I don't know when that's going to be coming back. I know I said Sarah didn't ask me anything, so I'm really, really sorry about that. On the flip side, we've got a new intern who started. A little bit exciting. I know, Mithril Towers is growing. First Mrs. Mithril, and now an intern. Crazy. Hasn't come terribly highly recommended, but you like to give the little guys a chance, right? He makes a good coffee, which is, actually, no, the most important thing. But he did have a really amazing idea for a video, which is something a bit different. The invisible wing bearers. So I'm going to be painting up invisible Frodo for you and showing you some really cool, like, wraithy techniques over that model. And he's on my desk. At least he was on my desk. Where is that model gone? Hang on a minute. You could have find him. Hang on. Hey. Where is that model? That's right. Hey. I'm not going to pay him that intel. Bloody hell. Okay, well, he'll turn up somewhere, I'm sure. But this is how we're going to be tackling this model today. Yeah, I maybe lied a little bit. I got this rascally guy back. Look at him. He's here. We're doing what you've all asked us for so long. We're back. More Quest of the Ring Bearer. Finally. The last time you saw us, he had the long hair, I had the short hair. Look, we've back facing. Look. We get it. Yes.
I'm just trying to not make a terrible rabbit joke, given the page that I was on.
The rabbit page in the book, yeah, fine. Or what is known as the chariot page, which is Jeb's saddest page in the book. I took them all away from him. But we're back playing more Quest of the Ring Bearer, as you guys have been asking for a long time, and we've been very keen to get back to for quite a while. I did initially put out a video explaining, with the new teasing of a new edition a little while ago, sexy new edition, and the changes to the game, that we weren't quite sure how it was going to impact the campaign, given the profiles of some of the things and the way the game works. Thankfully, the game fundamentally kind of runs the same. Yeah. There's not a great deal that's really going to impact. But we thought we'd do a little video just to kind of explain what is going to change and how we are going to adapt some of the Quest of the Ring Bearer stuff to fit the new edition so that it stays as consistent as it can, and hopefully, pending any massive FAQs or erratas, should stay consistent going forward in the rest of the campaign and all the Fantasy Fellowship stuff.
Yes, well, particularly going to need to spend some special attention on the bit where the camels are now missing.
Yes, all those camels that you found taking your Fantasy Fellowship, yeah. Well, you can't now, so...
I know, I'm heartbroken.
How many of your Fellowship were landed on camels? Aren't you glad to have us back in the screens?
Problem is, they did ask for this.
They did. You've been asking quite a lot for this. So this is all your fault.
We can take no responsibility or blame.
We are absolutely brainless. We are innocent parties in this. We're merely bending to your will. Quite frankly, we're doing you a service right now.
Yep.
Because you've asked us so much.
I was dragged out of retirement.
Yeah.
Into an internship. Didn't even want it. Didn't even get paid.
And you lost Invisible Frodo.
He's still here somewhere.
I wish I had an Invisible Frodo model so I could really turn that into a bit, right?
It's like the Invisible Frodo model just like pops up under camera.
I don't know. What are we doing? How do we do these again? As you can see, the production value of this is hopefully going to have increased. We're on the moon. That's why we've been gone for so long. There's this lovely moonscape behind us. Oh no, sorry, we're in Rivendell. Oh my. But yes, so we're going to go just through some fun that we've been through the rulebook a couple of times, and we've just kind of noted down A few things which we think are going to be relevant to the Ring Barrow quest going forward.
I've skim read the book.
Yeah, it's about as far as I ever read, to be honest.
It's a lot of pages.
It's a lot of words. Too bad I ain't read.
I would say the strength of this game is that over 20 years, the core has been the same.
Yes.
So that we can get away with skim reading
We
and looking like we
absolutely
mostly
can.
know what's going on.
And, if we fundamentally say that we are incompetent, which hopefully you guys should know by now, then we can be forgiven for slipping the old rule. So,
Oh, yeah. We play in the spirit of fun.
100%. And we know theme is key as well.
We are not here to win games.
No, well, you haven't.
That's what I was building to. I was coming in with the disclaimer.
So yeah, some of these things we've noted down don't have like a super massive impact, but we thought there were things worth just touching on and mentioning.
Yeah, this isn't your new edition, what's changed,
100% not.
top
No.
tips video.
No.
You're in the wrong place.
You're absolutely in the wrong place. And I will be doing profile comparisons.
This is... How can we screw Jeb over some more?
I feel like you've been screwed over so much already. It's kind of unfair for a new edition to come out solely to screw you over.
And yet it... Let's look at those fellowship members.
Oh, let's.
How many of them are fight 7 now, eh?
I was going to say 1, but it's actually 2.
It's 2, but it's for real 2. How many wizards got double the attacks? 100% of them.
That's not true. It was Saruman.
In the fellowship.
I don't know. There's one was
100% of them got better. So yes, screw Jeb over. New edition 2020. Was it 4, I guess?
Technically, I guess.
Yeah, well, that one. They wrote it just for me. Why am I unpaid?
You're an intern.
Excuse me, I'm not full time. I'm not paid.
I gave you a child.
Before I joined your company.
Right, so I think we should start with some of the more fundamental things. Profiles.
Yes.
As I'm sure a lot of you know, a lot of the profiles in the book have changed. Quite a lot have gone. Sorry, Jeff.
I just can't do it.
Get the right ump. Or not, maybe. No camels. Yes, so a lot of the profiles have changed to better reflect kind of how they were in the film.
Yeah.
Some
Gandalf, the Mega Fight Wizard.
absolutely Gandalf the Blender.
Legolas, the You Will Die.
Yeah, I mean, he got super buff.
I'm going to shoot you.
If anything, costs less overall.
Yeah, there's a lot of buffs there. Let's maybe think about the evil side.
Yeah, I don't
I'd think about them, but they're all gone.
Yeah, there is that. So we did toy with, do we kind of, because we've run the campaign up to this point with obviously the characters and the profiles being from the previous edition, how do we react to the new profiles? And I think the general consensus was we kind of just accept the new profiles as they are going forward, and then kind of as we go review each scenario beforehand and see if anything is particularly game breaking, and then at which point we can kind of view it as an ad hoc kind of.
Yeah, I think basically we're taking the lazy approach.
Yeah,
We're not reverse engineering rules, profiles. We're taking it as it is, plug and play, and then if anything breaks things, we'll probably just get really salty and talk about it at the end of the video.
Yeah, so ultimately I think the takeaway from this is the profiles we'll be using are from the new book.
Yeah. There might be one or two little gripes. I mean, we could talk about that now, is some things like My Will Fate. We're going to carry on from where we left off. People like Merry and Pippin who've received a buff.
The profiles like Merry and Pippin, where they get 2 points of fate rather than the one they got in the previous edition, we're not just going to give them the extra fate point. They're going to have to kind of work to restore back up to that level now.
Yeah.
It's
hard enough getting rid of them as it is.
Yes, so give you throw you a bone occasionally, I suppose, right? So, but for the most part, profiles we're keeping as they are from the new edition.
Yeah.
Unless anything comes across super game breaking, at which point we're going to change it anyway.
So yeah, and there could be stuff further down the road where perhaps a profile currently doesn't exist.
Yes.
That's slated for the Armies of Middle-earth book.
Or just stuff that's been legacied, which is still in the...
Yeah, so anything like that I think we'll review as we get to. If it still makes sense to use those models, profiles, we'll use the old ones.
Yeah.
Most of it converts well, it's just intelligence, really.
Really kind of how it... Yeah, we can convert courage and yeah, it's just the intelligence, and that's kind of only really on a character basis. I found we've gone through all the books. There's not an awful lot of them that involve objectives and digging up stuff. It's mainly just escape this board or kill this many models. So it shouldn't come up too often to break anything. Yeah, we hope. I think the second big thing is obviously now everything's in a Legion list. There's no more allying. There's no more just taking what you want, allying whatever you want in. We toyed with the idea of seeing if lists from the participants in Crest of the Ring Bearer, so like the Fellowship, the Breaking of the Fellowship, the Moria list, the Lurtz's Scouts list, that kind of thing.
Yep.
If they fit into a Legion list, do we give them the Legion bonuses? I think the consensus there was we don't, because again, it just holds on to consistency, and we can't shoehorn everything into a Legion list. So again, it's stacking the odds.
A lot of them are bespoke lists of participants.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
A lot of things have already got custom rules or additions, things like that.
Yeah.
And also, I've got hard enough time. Let's not give the Fellowship free
Yeah,
stuff.
to be honest, it was a lot easier to shoehorn quite a lot of the good lists into an Legion list as opposed to the evil lists. And, you know, he's got an uphill battle as it is anyway, and let's not make his life any harder.
But it puts us both on the same.
Well, that's it. It keeps it consistent. It keeps things fair, right? So we won't be using any of the Legion lists. The Fellowship and the participants will still get all the equipment they are due to get as they reach checkpoints in the Crest of the Ring Bearers.
Yes.
When they hit Lothlorien, they'll get their gifts.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gandalf will come back to Gandalf the White, so on and so forth. Everyone will get the stuff they're supposed to
Yes,
get.
yeah, or
detailed in
his belt for like one scenario.
Exactly. Yeah, one scenario. Yeah, that's not wrong. Yeah. So they'll still get all that, but there won't be any Legion lists or any rules and Legions coming into it.
Yes.
Those are kind of the bigger...
Yeah, they're the broad strokes.
The broad stroke thing.
Yes.
We've got quite a few little just like bits and bobs we want to highlight just for things that we're going to probably take as read for scenarios, rather than having to detail them every single time. I think I'll start with Elven Cloaks. Obviously now you still get the Stalk Unseen rule.
Yes, yeah, they've had a little bit of a buff.
They've had a little bit of a buff. You're at a -1 penalty to shoot at them. I think it's when they're partially obscured.
Yes, so you're basically now either I can't see you at all because you're partially obscured.
Yeah.
After whatever that distance is, which I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Or if you are close enough to see them, you're still at a negative. So
Yeah.
they've given a little bit more protection, which is
Yeah, worth mentioning because all the Fellowship obviously get Elven Cloaks at Lothlorien, so it'll be relevant for scenario going forward, obviously, with them.
a couple of scenarios away.
Good scenarios away.
I think heroics as a whole package have been reworked.
Yeah, the defensive thing, and broadly dealt with.
We've got a few different things. Obviously, heroic strike, which significant impact.
Yes.
People that watched that weather top video and saw Sam fighting off all of the ring rates, for example.
Was that by the top, or was that Buckleberry Ferry, or he's up against a tree, kind of trying not to die?
Could have been both.
That was heroic defense. He was caught. I remember that.
So strike has definitely been adjusted. D3 feels a lot fairer than D6.
Yes.
It levels the field a little bit. It means the lower tier heroes aren't out fighting your Aragorns, Elrons,
Yeah,
etc.
and I think the general broad sweep brush to some fight values and increases there could help to deal with that a little bit as well. So
So that's, I think, going to make a little bit of an adjustment to this going forward, because that was one of the it made to allow encounters with swinging
yes, big up.
a lot more than what the scenario actually called for. When you could have a hobbit get into fight 9.
Yeah, that's actually it was a thing, wasn't it?
I mean, we've got upcoming scenarios where that could be a game changer. So yeah, heroic strike has changed. I think, generally speaking, we won't go into details, but a lot of the magical powers have changed. Heroic channeling, so there now are no longer channeled versions of spells.
No, they've got rid of all of that. Which I can count on one hand how many times I cast heroic channel.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Although now the newer version, I think I would call more, because it gives you
100%.
automatically cast on a 6, basically.
Yeah, which is really good. So
Huge change, probably more useful, a lot less admin. Trying to remember which versions of spells are in effect, stuff like that. It's a little bit neater. Obviously, maybe Gandalf might struggle access to some of the powers, maybe not doing as much damage. Or
potentially, but again, I think that's mitigated by the fact he's now one of the heroes who've got a buff in attack, so he can then pull his weight more in combat, which he never used to really be able to do.
Yeah, true.
Very always more of that support piece. Now is that all-round Gandalf we know from the films, which I think is great. So.
Yep. So yeah, strike, channeling. I think most of the others have stayed the same. Moves
Well,
light.
heroic accuracy gives you an additional bonus of being a sharpshooter.
Yes, which is nice for sniping out those pesky horses, which now cost more points.
So they just.
So I think that's going to be, that might get used more than it used to.
Yeah, again, I can count on one hand how many times I ever called heroic accuracy or heroic shoot or something. So
Yeah, it's accuracy, isn't it? That's just this.
heroic accuracy gives us, yeah. I wish I'd got them together.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to remember all the things.
Which, we're not going to go into any of the details on the magic powers or the special rules. We'll kind of go through that as we reach those.
Yeah,
kind of
it's more just we're taking it as the new edition is, we're going to play it with these things. Probably makes my life easier. I'm not going to be sorceress blasted all over the place.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, so that's a little bit cleaner. I think as well, removing the weapon strikes
Yes, I'm a big fan of removing the weapon strikes and not having to worry about trying to pair off fights with people who can feint, who can strike, who can bash, who can stun.
I don't know that we use
Like
them.
French fries at 50 feet, I don't know, so.
I don't know that we use them a lot, but it's just, again, it's one of those things that was there.
Yeah, and it just kind of clog up the game a little bit, I think.
Yes. So I think
Mine with this stupid heroic strike mechanic as it was.
Yeah.
It made some really game-breaking scenarios, which I'm really glad they've dialed back on now. Some of the weapon changes we thought were worth mentioning, particularly for Fellowship and obviously Two Towers when we reach that place. When we reach Isengard, it's a little way away. Yeah, we might even get there, but it's worth mentioning now. They get their what is it? I thought I was one to win. Last one,
cavalry charge.
Non-against cavalry, I think. Yeah,
You've got
two rule books right here, and neither one of us has picked it up. So
It's so far away.
And any two-handed weapon now doesn't count as getting doesn't get
A natural 6 counts.
a natural 6 counts as a 6, doesn't count as a 5.
It's,
Count the might up. Yeah.
That's a really nice touch because it meant in the last edition, if your hero had a 2-handed weapon, you were stuck with best I've got is a 5. I'm gonna have to might if I want to win.
Yeah, and I very rarely saw people that were doing two-handed because that reason, right?
There's a lot of heroes that have hand and a half swords that I would never use as two-handed for that reason.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice touch.
Whereas now we can get Aragorn wounding with freeze on hand with Andoril.
Sure, I love that thought that I'd not thought of before. But generally, I think that's a definite improvement.
It's a real positive.
It doesn't hamstring some of these heroes that have got, or even warriors, I guess, as well. But mainly as those heroes that you're worried about not two-handed.
100%.
And I guess on that point as well, banners and might.
Banners are worth mentioning. You did a lot of chain banners like I did, yeah.
Specifically, your rerolls, and now you have to be losing to take the reroll. Again, not really come up, I think, in the Fellowship so far. We've not
come up in the bigger game.
Two Towers, Return of the King, as we start to get to maybe some of the scenarios where the Fellowship members are in these bigger fights. It may come up. Again, it's not a massive change to the game, but it's just a bit of a quality of life tweak.
Yeah.
And again, it's probably more for match play competitive tournaments. Probably not really for us.
No.
But it's definitely worth calling out as something that's a little bit of a change. Just streamlining how to make it all neat.
Yeah. I'll stick on Wargear for a second. A lot of different armor variations now in the book.
Yes.
There's light armor, heavy armor, mithril armor.
Shields even.
Light shields, heavy shield, yeah. I imagine a lot of this is taken care of in the actual profiles. Again, it's kind of thing we'll review as and when we get to the profile for specific characters and models we need. I'm taking the approach of we don't really need to detail it unless it's relevant for what we're doing, but it's worth mentioning that some of the defense values, some of the stats might change based on what characters.
Things like
there'll be a bit more variation in regard to what character stats will be, because there's now more.
I like the mithril
shields,
meaning that my cave troll can't rend Frodo like he did in that bad wreck that we did.
Yeah,
but he rended him to death.
Yeah,
and he's permanent dead for the rest of the campaign. But I'm pretty sure it happened.
No, I don't think it log cover.
Oh, well, I can't do that anymore.
Wait, you can't do that anymore. So it's all good. It's fine. It's okay. It's not as if Frodo really well fate rolls of one this time around.
Oh yeah, the Fellowship did come out on top of this, didn't they?
It did.
Let's see what this does for my chances.
Probably one that's actually quite relevant for the quest of the Ring Bearer is actually charging the Ring Bearer on his invisible.
Yes, yeah.
It's done now. I think the rules for the ring and the mechanics after that are pretty much the same from what I read.
I believe it's the same. It's just switched the characteristic.
Yes, so now we use intelligence rather than courage when it comes to trying to charge the Ring Bearer.
And I've done no research to determine whether that benefits me at all, actually.
No, I actually...
We'll see.
I can't remember if I put the ring on at all, actually, this campaign.
Oh, but you will.
Oh, I will. I'm trying to do it only when, he would, in the film, / when I really need to. Just to rip victory from right at the 11th hour.
Boy. One that's much further down the line, I suspect, will be monsters. Heroic, not heroic, blah, 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 blah.
Special strike, monster strikes,
brutal power
attacks.
Brutal power
Again,
attacks.
2 rule books, literally within grasping range.
Brutal power attacks, definitely another one where there have been a few tweaks, a few adjustments. Things like hurl have definitely changed. I think there's an intelligence test required.
That's all from Troll.
Definitely, there was something about the directional thing, and there's the people that actually get impact, you just want knocking people down.
Yeah.
So a few changes there. Attacking, spear sports.
Spear
Combat,
sports,
again, not really now. Cave Troll, Balrog, upcoming fights, relative later.
Yeah, but it's when a model being supported is killed, it can then take a free attack against a supporting model.
Yes, that's
Or animal, which is something we'll need to keep track of when it comes to it, because I will 100% forget that into business muscle memory.
I cannot wait for trolls to do something.
I know.
Looking at you, Minas Tirith.
Yeah, the only one troll you've had, bless him, has had a bit of a run through of it, hasn't he?
He was work experience.
Yeah, he's an intern. And then there's just some kind of general changes to the game. Jumping and leaping has changed a little bit. I don't think it's, again, particularly relevant.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just things that been cleaned up, tidied up. Some clarifications on, when you make those tests, whether you land in like control zone, stuff like that, what you actually do in those scenarios. Again, the old version was a little bit open to interpretation, probably FAQ'd somewhere, but
Probably.
so I think just generally it's a little bit neater, less ambiguous across a few things.
Not having to pair off into one-on-one fights is quite a crucial thing, I think we should mention.
Yes, because I'm pretty sure it used to be
You always had
to
to
one where possible.
and then as even as you could after that, I think it was, wasn't it? So
Yes, and it very much now says priority player just choose priority. That's a significant change.
that is a big one. That's not even on my notes.
We should probably have led with that. That's the start of the game.
Probably, yeah. It's now right at the end of the video, so that's gone well.
If they were expecting this to be better, they wouldn't be watching it. So yeah, priority, huge difference.
Huge difference.
What is it now? So you
Put your teeth back in there.
I can't brain. I'm so sorry.
Whoever wins the priority round now gets to choose whichever side has priority.
Yes, yeah, which is massive, especially early game where you may not want to be first. We want to react to what it's doing.
Or you're pigeonholed into having to show
Especially
you don't
some of
want
these
to.
scenarios.
It's going to really help with cavalry charges later on down the line, because I know they very much hinge on when the cavalry, get the chance to react and go further in.
Oh, for sure. Even just these scenarios, which are largely get a fellowship from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Which you may end up being high reactive in terms of, okay, fellowship are there, let's move, goblins here, whatever.
Yeah.
Having that additional layer now, I think is a really nice mechanic. And it means that you don't win the role and suffer for it.
Yes. Yeah, which is always a nice thing. And a couple of the models, since picking through the book, actually do things based on if they either let the opponent have priority or get priority on the side. Faramir is one in particular, I think, where he gets a bonus if he gives the opponent priority. When we get to scenarios that involve Faramir, which I think the first one is Ithilien, which I'm not looking forward to having to buy 2 Limux for. So it's £150.
Mulligan first.
We could have sat here and given you the whole, this is everything that's changed, this is how it's going to impact everything in the campaign, but we just wanted to give you kind of the broad strokes and the things that we thought were most relevant. A lot of it is going to be discovering as we go. I think we played, we've played one game with the new edition. It's a test game for a certain scenario, which we may or may not be filming after this. We'll have to wait and see. So we're going to be learning as we go.
It's very much what's got the most impact to Question of the Ring Bearer, what's going to be situational, what do we just read later?
Yeah.
So that's why
and we'll be test gaming everything before we do anyway, just to make sure everything does actually run smoothly. And generally that works quite well for me, because if you've seen the Wargs at Night scenario, the practice game for that went very, very differently and very, very well for Jib. Not that you'd know it from the one we ended up filming. So
yeah, the Fellowship might not have made it to Moria had that been the real game.
No, there was a lot of very full Wargs.
Yeah, note to self: use practice game with decoy tactics.
You won't remember to do that.
I won't remember to use tactics, decoy or otherwise.
This is very true. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, so we will work through things, especially again when it comes to things like where there have been profile changes or profile removal, stuff like that. We will want to just run through and make sure that those scenarios still work, particularly if there are changes to, I don't know, if it's supposed to be like a big fight, things like people with increased fight values, does that really shift the balance in those?
Yeah, and it helps me adapt it either by giving them that and giving them the evil side, or the other side, so it's something to kind of bring them up in line, or how do we change it to keep it fair on both sides, because that's ultimately what we're trying to get, right? So yeah, we're going to be learning as we go, and we just wanted to kind of bring it to you guys and let you guys know that we are aware that things are going to be changing. Things might be different. We're going to experience it as we go. So, and again, like that, if you're expecting the most top-level competitive play, you should know by now that's not us. So,
and if you're expecting there to not be mistakes, also not.
Also not us. We're here for fun and to see how far the fellowship we can get through, and hopefully have a few laughs along the way. Mainly at its expense. Game. I am super excited about doing this, and it's been a long time.
It's been a heck of a time.
Heck of a time.
I mean, you've had a few things.
Having a kid will do that, yeah, definitely. I'm glad you still want to be a part of it. I'm very much enjoying doing this series with you. And then obviously I'll be feeling the wrath of the good side when I take over the evil for your running on Fantasy Fellowship and everyone else is running the Fantasy Fellowship. So yeah, no, super excited to be back, and we may or may not be filming a certain scenario after this. I
bloody hope we're playing a scenario. What a tease! Questions Ringbearer update doesn't film scenario.
Well, maybe my long-suffering wife and now editor will give you a couple of teases. I definitely didn't speed paint a particular sculpt of Gandalf just for once. The wrong one. It's similar enough. I actually found the right one today when I was hunting for a guy. So he hasn't got a hat, which is ultimately what I'll go with.
Lots of models don't have hats.
Gandalf always like that. Hasn't got a hat because of them. I mean,
Probably
not the scenario we're filming next. On that note, I think we should just have a little bit of a refresher of where the Fellowship is currently standing in regard to the Might, Wills and Fate.
Yeah, I think 3 of them are dead. I believe Gandalf was out at Might, Will and Fate. Frodo, I think, has 1 wound. I feel like everyone else is okay. I'm trying.
It's funny.
He can't remember things. The only problem is he's got video evidence of where they are.
Literally all on the internet. There's no cure for the internet. It will never go away. That's there forever. So, the Fellowship, at least from what I can work out from the last scenario, stands as thus. Aragorn is currently, somehow, at its full accompaniment of Might, Will and Fate, with all 3 wounds, which is awesome. Legolas, I can't remember. He hasn't had an additional will point given to him. He's still 3 stab.
3 to maybe.
Yeah, so he's got everything still. 3 Might, 2 will, 3 Fate, and 2 wounds.
Double boo.
Gimli is going in with 2 Might, 2 will, 2 Fate, and 2 wounds. So a fairly healthy looking dwarf right there.
Basically full, yeah.
Boromir is a little bit less good. He's got 3 out of his 6 Might points. Okay. 1 will point, obviously no Fate points at Boromir at Gondor, and those. And 3 wins. Gandalf looking probably the worst out of all of them.
Oh, good.
He took a bit of a beating in Violence 2 and hasn't really recovered, which is great considering he's not in any way key to the next scenario we have to film. He's going in with 1 Might, 2 will plus his free one, 2 Fate, and 2 wounds. So he's hurting a little bit.
Well, that's the first target, I guess. Keep him when he's down.
Don't. Frodo looking pretty healthy. 2 Might, 3 will, 3 Fate, and 2 wounds. Looking pretty good. Sam, 1 Fate, 2 will, 2 Fate, 2 wounds. I think it's more or less full, isn't it? More or less full. Yeah, I think it's Chicken Fate. Another Might. 2 Might, I think. Or
Might, sorry.
Yeah, Might. Yeah. And both Merry and Pippin, obviously no Might, no will. 1 Fate with the potential to grow back to their now starting 2.
Yes.
And they're obviously on their 1 wound. Yeah, not bad. So, not for lack of trying, I'm sure. So, yeah, fairly healthy Fellowship, all things considered, seeing as they've gone for Watcher in the Water, Barons 2 and Dwarendalf, and then got to get through Khazad-dûm and Lothlorien before the next rest point. So,
Oh yeah, Gandalf injured for Khazad-dûm. Foreboding.
Just a bit.
I wonder how good that could end.
Oh boy.
I wonder how it should end.
How it should end. It shouldn't have ended the way it did earlier on the test game, where I sacrificed the elf to win the game.
Spoilers.
That's probably going to happen this time around. Is you're going to get on the bridge and just get twatted by a Balrog. Fiery lash. Anyway, yeah, so really excited about doing this. Hopefully we can get a lot more of these kind of filmed regular and out. We're now at the point where all the big boards are kind of done, because we had to build basically 4 boards for the last 4 scenarios, and
We did. It was a lot of hard work.
yeah, you did nothing.
Spent a lot of time, effort, a lot of blood, sweat, tears into those.
Was that what you like? So yeah, that took obviously a long time to make the boards. But now we're at, once we're at Catadum, it's Lothlorien and it's forests and wasteland.
Grass and trees all the way.
Grass and trees all the way. So yes, we'll hopefully be able to get a lot more of these out a lot quicker. And as soon as I can get the Europe painted up, we're in the offing for a while, I think. So
Yeah.
so yeah,
Exciting times ahead.
very excited. We're happy to be back. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Any questions or any comments, please let us know in the comments.
That's what comments usually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And any feedback, anything you think we've missed or we need to include before we kind of get going, we'll probably not get a chance to see until we're going to film this straight away. So, but ready for Lothlorien, potentially.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and anything that we need to pick up on, be kind to us. Maybe gentle nudges on what we've made mistakes with, things. Or
more kicking.
That's the real reason we've become a while. These guys, they said they've played this game for how many years? They know nothing.
I'll be coming out with some profile comparisons between the old edition and the new edition, some bite-sized videos as soon as possible. So that'll be where I kind of start breaking down the actual main change between the editions. This week as well, we've got Wolf, the paint tutorial for the High Lord of the Hill Tribes from War of the Rohirrim coming live as well. And then we've got some fun more War of the Rohirrim stuff and probably some Wood Elves ready for Lothlorien coming up very soon after that. So yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to us ramble for the last however long I've been talking. Long enough. Longer than we probably should have been.
If they didn't like it, they wouldn't still be here.
Yeah, I'm so we love you. We love you. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you very soon in the next Question Scenario. Take care, guys. Bye.